Good evening, everyone. And for them that is not yet evening, good afternoon, good whatever time it is for you. I am super excited to welcome all of us to this great session. It's a business session that I believe will be a turning point for all of us. And so I'll be doing the first session, and thereafter I'll be inviting one of our very, very able speakers with a very powerful success story. You know, when you see someone has succeeded in something, it reassures you that you too can also be successful. So for them that we are meeting for the first time, I'm Josephat Karaoke, married to Pieros Cherotich. And between us, we are blessed with 4 children. We've been in this business for the last 15 years. Otherwise, before this business, we were employees and we were full-time employees here in Nairobi. Pieros was a high school teacher teaching physics, maths, and I was a full-time lecturer in the university teaching computer science. Needless to say, in an employment setup, you may achieve the basic needs, but you might not really achieve your dreams. So when we discovered that, we decided to venture into a business. We didn't want a business that would tie us around. And by God's grace, we were able to come across the opportunity I want to share with us. Within a short time, we had retired from the employment that we had. And you'll agree with me that it's not about a job, it's about financial freedom. And one thing you don't want is to work for so many years, you retire and you have nothing really to take home, or your lifestyle drops instead of going higher. So I want to show us the opportunity that we've enjoyed for the last 15 years. If you are working somewhere, consider this as a way of generating generational wealth, building generational wealth. Instead of just working and then when you retire, then life may not continue as excitingly as it was. Why not think of wealth that can span generations and generations to come? So I will be tackling a few agendas here. The first one being, how do you live a perfectly healthy life so that you can consider yourself wealthy in terms of health? And number 2, how do you now increase your income potential? And number 3, how do you live an exotic lifestyle? How do you enjoy exotic lifestyle? Of course, everything takes time. So as I take you through, you may want to set a goal. By when should I be where? All right. With your permission, I want to share my slides, and I promise you this will be a simple, quick presentation. And thereafter, as I've promised you, I will invite our guest speaker. So here you go. We, the people hosting this meeting, we are called the International Superstars Team. We are proud of the fact that by God's grace, we've spread wings to so many countries, tens of countries, and we are still going. And our mission is very simple: to help individuals start their own business so that they can be able to generate additional income for financial freedom, travel around the world, and enjoy a better lifestyle. Does that sound like something you may want to pursue? Hope so. The main thing here in our discussion tonight will be about increasing your income. And so we say that your income is directly related to your philosophy, your way of thinking, not the economy. Because even in the worst economies, people are still enjoying, earning crazy incomes. So that will be the first one. But just before we go to that, let's think about our health. So the first remedy we'll be talking about here is your health, and we believe in prevention being better than cure. How many of us believe that your health is your greatest wealth? Following that, allow me also to say that our health is largely dependent on what we eat. Everything you eat, you're either fighting disease or feeding disease. With the time, whatever you feed will be sin, you'll enjoy the fruits of the same. Now, there is a way World Health Organization recommends that we eat. If you look at the first triangle here, you can see that we have whole grains at the bottom. We should take a lot of whole grains, lots of fruits and vegetables to boost our immunity, less of proteins, especially for us adults, very little fats and sugars, and if possible, you can eliminate completely. But the modern way of eating, is it not the inverted triangle? That is how today people eat. Lots of what we should take less, that is fats and sugars, proteins, but little of what we should take more, fruits and vegetables and whole grains. And of course, that now explains to us why we have a rise in chronic diseases. And this is disturbing, that for every 4 deaths that you will perhaps witness, 3 are as a result of these chronic diseases. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, or arthritis, name them. But we are saying good news. It is time to reverse the trend. So as Superstars team, what we've done for this, especially the health aspect, is that we've partnered with a renowned company, a company with very high reputation, a global company that has spread to now 57 countries plus, and it has been there for the last 67 years by the name Neolife International. By choice, that is a company we've partnered with. Why? Just stood the test of time. And the company is guided by principles and values that we all want to identify with. Think about this: honesty and integrity. People are number one. We value people more than anything else. We are in a business of impacting lives. Products that work. And the scientists you are seeing here are in charge of making sure that the products are 100% organic, because we are talking of our health. So we need to make sure that we are consuming things that are 100% organic, based in nature, backed by science. And then equal opportunity for all, young, old, highly educated, less educated, name whatever. But as long as you have dreams that you want to accomplish, then you are welcome. And then long-range vision. As we are saying, you don't want to retire and all what you've been doing doesn't really help you to live a very exemplary life. We are saying this is a long-range vision. In fact, to surprise you, as I'm going to show you shortly, you live a more decent life in retirement than even when you are working. Does that sound interesting? Because it's opposite of what happens in the corporate world. So now, allow me to now show you how we are able to get a perfect solution from Neolife. Remember, we are saying this: when we eat the right way, our cells should be like this one, healthy cell, soft and permeable, so that nutrients can get into the cell and waste can get out of the cell very well. So you are able to detox your body. But when we invert the triangle the way we have seen in the modern day diets, this way, then it means our cell membranes become hard and impermeable. So nutrients cannot go into the cell and waste cannot get out. Remember, diet is what you eat through your mouth, but nutrition is what the cells receive. So which one is more important? It is what the cells are receiving. So now, since we've already inverted the triangle and our cells are in this manner, and a healthy cell, how do we then reverse that so that we get back to the healthy cell? Now, Neolife provides us with a very unique product called TreeNN. I admit the company has more than 100 different products, but this is the #1 product. Why? The minute you take care of your cells, then the entire health is taken care of. So TreeNN has lipins and steroids that feed the cells so that the cell membrane is soft and permeable, and now nutrients can go in and waste can get out, and this gives you a lot of energy. You are able to do as much as you want to do because you have the energy. You will maintain that vitality. Even in old age, you are still like youthful. You look younger for longer. And by the way, people will ask you, what do you eat? You never grow old. Is that not what we all want? And as I've mentioned, The company has many other products. This is the last line as far as products are concerned, because we've been giving you literature materials with all the other products, more than 100 different ones. Let me just highlight that we have different categories of products. The first one, where even TNN belongs, is what I've just shown you here. The first one, that is healthcare products. Products that will help your body to maintain that perfect health. And by the way, they are organized in a way that you can have health for joints, the products for that, maybe for your heart, for your brain, for whatever else. So that is where you find those products, very many of them there. Then we have organic skincare, age defying, age defying. Instead of putting chemicals on your skin, you go natural. And then we have cleaning detergents. In our houses, in our homes, we are using so many detergents. I challenge you to go and check the labels of those products, and you realize that we use lots of cancer. I mean, lots of chemicals that cause cancers and other complications. And if you want to be poor very fast, regardless of the amounts of money you have accumulated, then expose yourself to these challenges that will give you, things like cancer, and that will drain all your finances. So we are saying, why not then go natural? Use these organic cleaning detergents for bathing, for washing utensils, your clothes, everything, and you prevent yourself from getting those cancers and the like. I hope this is really helping someone, because we must be proactive than reactive. You don't want to wait until you are a victim of these chronic diseases. So we have so many of them. And remember, all these products are very economical, because like the detergents here, these home care products, you use very little, you mix with a lot of water, so you use for a long time. Economies of scale. Let me also mention that we have another category here that we call garden care for farming. The very famous one here is Super Grow. Super Grow is a foliar. 1 liter of Super Grow you mix with water, 1,000 liters of water, and so you spray in all the crops that you want to use it on. It will triple the yields of the crops, because number one, when you use Super Grow, it helps water to penetrate down to the roots. You see this diagram here. Before you use Super Grow, water could not get into the root, down to the roots. But now with Super Grow, it's able to penetrate down to the roots and therefore absorb minerals in a very big way. And therefore the health of the plant is guaranteed and the yield goes 3 times. Any farmer in the house, that is something you want to run with. No single farmer I've seen for the last 15 years that I've built this business has ever regretted using Super Grow. You'll be able to hear those stories and the success stories as we move on. Now, I wanted first to start with the health bit so that you can appreciate when we talk of health, really, it's possible to have a perfect solution. Now, the other thing that we handle, and I know this is what you came for, most of us were invited for this, is financial freedom beyond retirement. For young people, when they hear financial freedom beyond retirement, they feel like retirement is very far. But remember, you can retire even at the age of 30. My wife and I retired in our 30s because we built successful business that enabled us to get out of formal employment. And of course, when you do what you love doing, then we say you never work a single day because it's just like fun. So how do you generate some additional income so that you can be financially free? Let's start here. If you don't work for your dreams, someone else will hire you to work for their dreams. Unfortunately, the largest proportion of professionals, they've 100% just focused on working for other people's dreams, and they have no time for their own dreams. When they retire, they are kicked home, they go home, and they are old, they don't have energy, they don't even know where to start, and their lives just cut short like that. So in as much as we are working in employment, those who are employed, please take time, that little time that you can squeeze in the day, and focus on your dreams. Now, what are your dreams? Is it to earn additional income so that at least the month can get finished before your income is over? That's a good dream. Is it to drive a good machine? Is it to fly around the world? It's so exciting that some of the incentives we've been giving you as you perform very well in this business are lifestyle based, where the company that we partner with, Neolife International, I will show you how that works. They pay for your vacations. We've just come from Cape Town. We were there 22nd to 27th of May this year. We are headed to Egypt in May next year. And it is interesting that you can be able to live that kind of exotic lifestyle. So if that's your dream, then you're welcome. Or is your dream to live in a beautiful home like this one? All your dreams are valid. The second thing is, how do you make your money? Because some quadrants are very limited. If you're in the first quadrant here, this is cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. If you're in the quadrant of employees, where you have a job, but you don't dictate how much you should be paid, even if you go on strike, after the strike, you remain the same. So that is a very limited kind of earning income. Others are self-employed. They start small businesses, but if the business you are doing cannot grow exponentially, even when you are not there yourself, if it cannot grow without you, you go for 6 months and it's still growing, then that is not really a worthy business. But on the right-hand side, you and I know we have people who work with systems. They build big businesses bigger than themselves. Now, working with a system simply means you must not yourself be working for you to generate income. You have set a system. Look at how Safaricom works. As you make that call, as you send that M-Pesa, as you buy those bundles, Safaricom is making money. And they are not there to instruct you to do it so that they can make the money. They just work with a system. And that is what we want to share with us tonight. How can you build your business working with a system? And thereafter, you become an investor. Investors don't work for money. Money works for them. So now when you partner with the Neolife International and you are a part of Superstars team, then two things will happen. The first one is Neolife provides you with all the products that you'll ever need. They take care of the importation of those products, distribution of the products, storage of the products, everything. But then as Superstars team, we mentor you. We support you. We provide you with the best and modern strategies for building lasting business. And therefore, you become an instant entrepreneur. You start earning additional income, residual income. You are your own boss. You don't have to be bossed by someone, tossed up and down. Not much risk, and the returns are crazy. You are given a digital office suite or a website. You can work at the comfort of your house. Lots of incentives, as I've mentioned, travel incentives, cash bonuses, and you are part of a positive community, forward-thinking community. Instead of complaining of the economy, you fix the economy. And you are on a mission to end the trend of poor health and financial stress. Now, this is how it works. We have success habits. There are some 3 things that we'll ask you to do. And they are simple to do, but discipline yourself to do them. The first one is, please come with and maintain a very clear goal or purpose. Why are you starting this business? What is pushing you to start the business? Is it because the presentation is very exciting? Have something that is driving you to start the business. Let that purpose be motivating, strong, and exciting. It's the one to make you not to sleep. Number 2, now start using these products, and you will not call them Neolife products, because I'll show you how you partner with the company and then give you a license so that you can be able to use those products directly without middlemen, without having advertisers, distributors, or sellers, retailers in between. Now, as you buy those products for your own use, the company assigns you points. Every product is assigned points. Those points will be converted into a bonus end of the month. But the magic comes in here. Now when we talk of system, this is where the magic happens. Don't work alone. Work with other like-minded people. As you help them to impact their lives, your life automatically goes up. Your business is as a result or sum total of all what the team you're working with will be doing. That is the modern way of doing business. Working with a network instead of working alone. Alone, you don't go very far. You may go fast, but going nowhere. But when you work with a team, I can assure you, you will go all the way to the top of success. And that is what I want to demonstrate right now. It all starts with you as an individual. You've partnered with the company, and the company gives you an international license. Those who came late, we said we are in 57 countries. You get literature material that helps you to understand the business more. You get your own website, free delivery of the kit anywhere in the country, lots of recognition, and the company gives you, remember the number one product, 3NN, that fixes your cells so that your cells are very healthy. Then you are given 3 of them, each one 20 capsules. Amazing. By the way, if you were to buy those 3NNs, it would cost you around 15,000 Kenya shillings. So here we are saying all your money is coming back. And by the way, for instance, in our country, 2,000 Kenya shillings goes to the government as VAT. So you are paying 17,880 Kenya shillings, and that money comes back in form of what I have shown you here. Isn't that interesting? Now, in terms of points, you each 3NN is 34 points. Now, if you multiply that by 3, you get 102 points. Remember, we are now talking of business, converting points into bonus or money. So this 102 points means a lot. It means end of the month, the company will pay you a bonus. But now we are here to see how do you exponentially grow your points with the time so that your income can also grow in that exponential manner. Now follow me. Let's assume you've started there alone. Instead of 102 points, I will just put 100 so that I simplify the concept. But then bring in only 3 friends. We call it importance of 3 people in 30 days. 3 friends in 30 days. Now that is it. You have brought number 1, number 2, number 3. When the month is ending, and that is the business you've done, the company will not pay you from your 100 points, but from 400 points. Your 100 plus the other 300 points. Is that not interesting? But let's assume, by the way, that you've not even brought 3 people to join, or out of the 3 you've brought only 1 joined. So you are 2 of you. If that happens, then you'll be paid from the business of the 2 of you. Of course, that would give you 200 points. Let's now assume the 2 of you, you bring in 1 person each. You are 4. That gives you 400 points. I hope you are able to appreciate now the power of working with others as opposed to working alone. With 400 points, you are paid at 3% of what we would call the team effort or the business that the team has done. And that is some few thousands of Kenya shillings. Now, if the 4 of you brought on 1 person, I'm sure you've gotten the rhythm now, you'll be 8 of you in your team. That is 800 points. The bonus grows and you are recognized as a level we call manager. Very exciting. Now, the next level is 16. That is 1600 points. You grow in the next rank of senior manager, 10%. That could be up to 20,000, 30,000. The next level is 32. Simple concept here. If you were bringing 3, this would be a totally different story. But we are just thinking of what if I'm not able to bring 3, I'm bringing only 1. 32, that means that 200 points. And that level, you are called an executive manager, which that would translate to around 50,000, 60,000 Kenya shillings. 64, that is where I will stop for now. You have 6,400 points. You are paying a 25% bonus, and that level is what we call director. Now, that translates to around 120,000 Kenya shillings, and this is something you can do in your first 2, 3, 4 months. It's doable. It's doable. So we challenge our guests who are here. You can do this because others have done it in the Superstars team. So many of us have done it. And by the way, from that point of director, when you become a director, we will be treating you in five-star hotels. It's our culture. But then you help one person to become a director like you'll be called a sapphire director. A sapphire director is someone earning in excess of 150,000 Kenya shillings. And these are the leaders we will be flying with on 22nd of May next year to Egypt. You only need to become a software director. How do you become a software director? Become a director, help one person to become a director like you. And with the 3 directors in your team, you are a Ruby director taking home in excess of 300,000 Kenya shillings. You can always convert that to whatever the currency. Now, Google came to help us to do some of these things with ease. Then with 6 directors, you are called a president team member taking home in excess of 700,000 Kenya shillings. Now, I can assure you this is very doable because Piaros and I, my wife and I, we were able to crush it from distributor, the entry level, all the way to president team members in a record 2 years, 11 months. And I know you can do it even better than we've done it. We've paved the way for you. You've no excuse. And you lose nothing, by the way, by starting this business. You stand to get all the benefits we've promised you. And I don't want to come back to this. So just before I invite our guest speaker, let me show you the lifestyle that you enjoy as you build this business. Those are just some follows there, good memories of where I started and some of the great achievements we've been able to achieve. And you're joining the best team. That is the founder himself, Jerry Brasfield, recognizing us for being #1 in Neolife World. So congratulations as you join the International Superstars team. For lifestyle and travel, look at that. Lifestyle in 5-star hotels. Those are our directors enjoying life. Ole Sereni Mara, one of the topmost hotels in Nairobi. Look at that, it's Sarova Stanley. Just having fun. Dar es Salaam, Serena Hotel, in the beach there. Windsor, that is where we used to take people. Now we are taking them to White Sands. Ruby directors, we take them to South Africa for Santon Sun Hotel. And lots of flights. You can see all these. Zambia, Victoria Falls in 2012. Dubai, 2013. 2014, we went again to Dubai, but this time around Atlantis the Palm, where we were climbing to the top of the tallest building in the world. That building you are seeing there. Enjoying everything, by the way, with my wife, because when you pay the 17,880, it takes care of 2 people. You and your partner. If you are married, that's your spouse or any other very close person to you. Look at that, 2016, Dubai, an island in Indian Ocean, somewhere called George. Cape Town. I don't want to preempt much, but I can see our guest speaker right in this photo. She was with us in Cape Town 2017. Then we went to Abu Dhabi. We went to Mauritius, Los Cabos in Mexico. So this is the lifestyle that awaits you. Went to Abu Dhabi again in 2019. I can see our guest speaker still in this photo. And lots of cash incentives on top of your monthly bonuses. Token of appreciation, you can see that. This is just last year in 2024 in Mauritius, even with the CEO, Kedra Brasfield, our very young CEO, Neolife International. Just having fun there. And this year, we were in Cape Town, even with our software directors from Zambia, Dr. Tino there and Irene Mushukano. I know they are in this call. And next year in Egypt. And what can hold you back? Once our guest speaker is done, get started. Don't procrastinate. What is 17,880? If it's going to open that huge, wide door for you for financial freedom beyond retirement and for generations to come, for your children's children to enjoy. The power of decisions. Make that radical decision and let today, 27th of September 2025, go into record. That is when your life changed for good. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've been waiting to hear from our guest speaker. And at this very time, I want to welcome on stage one of our very experienced leaders, someone who has traveled around the world, as I've shown you with us, a great leader. She climbed up the ranks in the corporate world only to discover that she had not even started life. And new life gave her a new life. LYDIA MWESA, if you can hear me, please take it away and share your success story.
Thank you, PT. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be able to talk to us about what has happened to me while in this opportunity. Thank you, the participants tonight. You have come in a very, very wonderful way. And thank you for being there just to listen to me. My name is LYDIA MWESA, and I am a mother and a grandmother. By profession, I'm a high school teacher and a lecturer in the university. Though at this moment, I'm not working in either of those cadres. I retired from the Teacher Service Commission of Kenya, high school teaching. But I had started this business, and after 5 years, I fired my boss in the university to be here full time because I loved it here. And I got what I had been looking for here. I'd been looking for health and money for that 8 years of working. And instead, things were just going the opposite way. However, here I am telling my story. So how did I find this opportunity? Way back 2012, as I taught in one of the high schools here in Nairobi, Kenya, a colleague teacher invited me to a meeting like this. It was a physical meeting in the Nairobi city. And that was 2012, towards the end of July, I attended and listened to what you have all listened to tonight. And the stories that people gave to relate with what I had been taught changed my life. That is the day I discovered that I had one of the chronic illnesses that had come as a result of course, different things, eating wrongly, wrong lifestyles, but especially the stress for lack of money. Because when I started working, I was excited as everyone else. And I expected that now that I would be earning a salary, all my dreams would be, would be met of traveling to where I want, anytime, even abroad, having holidays, living in the house I wanted, driving the car, and all those dreams. But 10 years down the line, I discovered that actually the salary would not be able to help me achieve my dreams. And that was the beginning of my stress. And as it is, stress creeps in and begins to eat one up very, very silently. Actually, it can lead to become the killer itself. And so in that status, with my immunity going down, I developed an illness, one of the chronic illnesses, as my hormones went down with low immunity, and developed hypothyroidism. That means the thyroid gland not working effectively. And so I was very sick, and when they gave me medicine, I developed high blood pressure from the side effects, and again, the sugars were not leveling up, and again, I was falling down as I walked. So I was just a dying person walking around by God's grace and the support from the Dawa. But when the people at the meeting that I came to, and I really live to thank them, that they told their stories the way I'm telling my story tonight, and I was there to listen. When they said that these high quality products of this company helped them to deal with their illness, and people of, one was of diabetes, one was with asthma, one was with, different things. They said at that moment they were okay because of having been using these products faithfully. And then they said, when they had attended before me, they were told they would buy them at discounted prices if they partnered. That meant sense to me. Thank God, it made sense to me. And therefore I decided to partner with the company to use them, because I understood that I would need to use them repeatedly. And so I joined that day, actually, and I was able to find myself in the payroll of the record and the payroll of New Life International on the 5th of August. And since then, I've been here. This year, I'm doing 14 years. And do you know, I am a very different person from the dying girl that came. That time, I had worked for about that 6 years going on teaching, but I had been sick for 26.5 years, very sick. And the most interesting thing is that in using the products of this company, along with the dosages of the doctor, in 6 months, the doctor started reducing the medication that she had been adding, and the pressure, leveled, settled, and the sugars were level, and I felt so much better and younger and energetic. So much had happened to me, and I just want to thank God. But do you know what? I started to understand the issues of money, because as I became healthier, and God helped me to remain faithful in training, to be mentored by the same leaders. One of them is the one that has presented so powerfully tonight. Thank you so much. And I started to understand that here I could be able to have money, the lack of which I developed stress and got sick. So I started to make money. My first check was 1,400. That was in March. Of course, too, my main agenda was to get back my health. But you see, I noticed here there is also money and I can pay. And so as I understood about, generously sharing the story of New Life in the areas of health and wealth and lifestyle, I started to do that. And therefore, I saw my payment go up to 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. I got so excited. And the most interesting thing is that as I came towards retirement, my health had also improved. In fact, when I was there, I had been telling myself that I had been sick for 38 years. Only in 3 years, 8 months, the doctor proved from documentation from the laboratory that my thyroid gland was working well. That was at the same time I was retiring from the Teacher Service Commission of Kenya. And do you know what? As I retired as a director of this company. And now I could be able to experience the excitement, because now I was healthy enough. So I was able to get excited. When you're not healthy, you don't get excited about it. You don't even understand how things are, the things that are happening around. But I was so excited. And then I started to ask myself, I'm retired age, having taught all the years you are allowed to work in Kenya. But now I'm here there, because it was at that time, the end of 3 years, 8 months, that the doctor said I was okay. My thyroid gland was working well. And I felt so. And so I started to enjoy money. With the health, enjoying practically and realistic, not just imagining. Because when you are healthy, however much money you have, you don't enjoy it. You don't even know you have. It's just things you take to the doctor and they use it all. But now I had money, so I had health, I had money, and now the company started to treat me to lifestyle. There's no top, 7 whatever stars here in Kenya that I have not been to. Treated for free by my leaders, by the company at times, and it was every month, and I told myself, I have worked for 38 years. Actually, I worked for 38 years. In some of the years, 8 years, I was a principal of a very thriving high school. But no one had ever treated me like that. I would just get so excited that the students doing so well. As teachers, we are very happy. As parents, are very happy. But I was dying of stress, of hard work and sickness. But now here, I'm healthy. I have my own money. I'm not even using it. Now people are treating me. They don't care my age. I am doing what I'm supposed to do, just to help the people also to enjoy what I'm enjoying. And I want to thank God. And so as I told my story and taught other people, my money grew. Actually, my team grew. And I got directors. I got senior managers, executive managers. There were no executive managers that time. But I did. And rose to software director. I have had in this company over 100,000 every month, to the tune that I even forgot anything about pension. Whether they pay pension or not, Actually, I forgot. I would only remember when I would get a message that your pension has gotten into your bank. You see? And with such money, I set it now to see I could be able to do the things that I hadn't been able to do. Some of my projects had become white elephants, as we put it here in Kenya. And so I was able to finish them, finish some of the buildings, finish some buying of some plot, finish here things, do some responsibility, help people at home, other people around me. And it was quite exciting when I would be able to do the very things I had decided to do when I was working, but I wasn't able to do that. And so as a software director, the company also started to treat me to international lifestyle. So I started to enjoy both local lifestyles and international lifestyles. And let me tell you something. A retired person with the best of health, with her own money, and now being treated internationally is not a small thing. To me, it was big. I felt like I had moved from this earth to the moon. I think I was just about to enter heaven. It's just that it was not time yet, in excitement. I felt I was living the life that I had never lived. I only had dreamt of it when I was growing. Now it was coming when I was retired. Then I told myself, so it is true. It's true that God was not finished with me. It's true that what he says in his word is true. That he has good plans for my life to give me a hope and a future. Kumbi is so true. Kumbi, he had not finished with me. Kumbi was just going to, Kumbi means, so he was just going to fulfill all these dreams for me. And so as a software director, I've been to Cape Town. Now, why in the world would any international organization decide to pay so much thousands and hundreds of thousands of money for a retired girl to travel the world? It can only happen here in your life. And to me, it has been such a blessing just to know that it's a company that values to me. And I started to understand that value, one of their 5 values, that people are number one, have been treated as number one. Whereas in the world, if I had retired and gone home, I would either be dead or even living, my life would just be the same as the one who is dead. But here, so I've been to Cape Town. We landed first in Ethiopia and walked around. What would have taken me to Ethiopia, LYDIA MWESA? The girl who should have died, now alive and traveling the world, a black girl, retired, with the best of health, with her own money, nobody's asking my money, and being paid for by an international organization, now rolling in Ethiopia. Then we got to another plane to Cape Town. But on coming back the following year, I was told you are also scheduled to go abroad. So I was scheduled and prepared by New Life to go to Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, friends, is the capital city of the Arab Emirates. Therefore, it is the richest city in this world. So we were put in a very special plane. We landed in Dubai and we were driven to Abu Dhabi. The life there. The hotel I got to, it was like another house, self-contained in a way that I had never seen before. And I started to think, LYDIA, are you the same? Sometimes I would pinch myself to see whether I'm living or dead. Am I the same? I said, wonders will never end. God, you're just so faithful. How would I have gotten there? How would I? So we came back to Kenya, but through Rwanda. Friends, from that time, I have been to other places. I've been to Dar es Salaam several times, and we are going to Egypt next time. Of course, next month, we are flying to Dar es Salaam again. But I want to tell you something. Let me finish this story. I want to tell you something. To me, my life in New Life has made my life become a life of the opposite. The retired people of today when we go home, when they go home, or when they went home, that is a time when poverty creeps in like nobody's business. And that is when sickness is in the highest degree. And desperation. But I want to thank God for bringing me to New Life, where my health is good, where I'm not going through poverty. I have money. People of my age, when I go home and their functions, I don't see them. But I'm called to functions, even to fundraising, even to speak. That is the opposite of the normal retirement. So my future is very bright. I don't fear tomorrow. In fact, I am more hopeful than when I was working. My dreams are being revived every day. I am dreaming fresh what I'm going to do. I have a big plan. And I just want to thank God for that. With the New Life opportunity, I have redefined retirement. And I want to invite all my age mates who are here. If you are here and you are my age mate, it cannot be better elsewhere, just here. But I especially want to talk to those that are coming up, that are coming up, the younger ones, my children's age and my wajuku's age that are here today. As I grow my business towards present team member, I must leave a word even now, that if someone had told me about this opportunity when I was your age, like you are hearing it today, maybe I would not have gotten sick. Maybe I would have been, started preventing by using the supplements of New Life. And of course, by God's grace. Let me tell you something. When you are healthy, thank God, but don't take it for granted. Do something about it. Prevention is better than cure. And then number 2, see what you can do to prevent yourself from stress that comes with the lack of money. There's no worse stress than stress that comes with lack of money. To bring down that immunity until all the doors open for all different kinds of diseases. Don't get there. Can you run to New Life and get money? If only I knew this younger, I would have been earning extra, and the stress of money would have not gotten me to that level. I only survived by God's grace. And you don't have to get yourself there. Let's work on this together. Because my story, truly my story is, and I want to believe it is, that if I was able to be taught this and got it, though I was sick, and trained to do it successfully, it means each one of you here can do it much better today. In Kenya and in all the country, wherever you are, it's an opportunity for all. You can do it better today. And even the best of news is that when you start, the leaders where you've started, mentors you. We mentor you free of charge. And you grow your business. We are mentoring you, but it's your business that is growing. And that is our joy. Because for sure, if I can do it, you can do it much better than me. God bless you all for listening to me. God bless you, present team member, Dr. Joseph Kariuki, for the time. I appreciate everyone. Bye-bye. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lydia. That was not only inspiring, but also challenging. I can see people are challenged and they are saying, if at your age you can live that kind of life, then they have to do it 10 times better. And I want to encourage all of us in the call, if MWESA can do it, if Lydia can do it, honestly, think about it. You can do it much, much better. You can achieve much more. And the best time to start the business is today, because you cannot start yesterday. Otherwise, even today is very late. Nevertheless, God's timing is the best. That is why God brought you to this call tonight, so that you can start writing a new story from today. So welcome to the team. Thank you for sharing your success story, Lydia. Thank you, our guests, for showing up and honoring the invitation. It's our joy to walk this journey with you, and not only to help you change your life, but so that you can help us to help millions of other people out there to change their lives. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless your families. Turn to the person who invited you and give them a call if you're not together physically, and ask them only that one question: how do I start the business now? Don't go to bed before you start. Refuse to go to bed before you start the business, and your life will never be the same again. 1 year from today, you will really congratulate yourself, pat on your shoulder, and say, well done, you started a year ago. Looking forward to enjoying life together. See you in the beaches of the world, if you will be there to be seen. God bless and bye-bye. I want to allow you to